Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to my deep guide. Well, in today's video we are unboxing and taking a first look at the TopJoy Butterfly, the 6-inch DES reader version of the product. Now, for those who may not know what's this all about, a short summary. Back in 2021, was it, or something like that, we've had two campaigns come out roughly at the same time. One was the Inkstone R1 that they were developing and wanted to launch a 10-inch device using a DES color panel technology, which is a completely different panel than an e-ink screen. And the other one was the TopJoy Butterfly, which offered two devices, the 6-inch one that you see here and the 7-inch one, which is writing capable as well. Fast forward to now, and there was a series of delays, lack of communication. So overall, it's like a whole mess of a story. So the only thing that makes it interesting is the DES panels for both of these devices. And the current situation is that not all of the backers have received their devices. I, for example, backed the TopJoy 7-inch device, but I have not received it because they said like, oh, it's so bad that we've stopped shipping it because they had hardware problems of some sort. The Inkstone, well, I don't know, it doesn't really communicate. So the one that Nurettin sent to me to actually test it out works fine, but there's like tons of images online of other backers who unfortunately received their devices, but their screens develop these permanent blotches and errors. So really not a great story, but a very interesting technology to actually check out and a worthy technology to check out. So same like with the Inkstone R1, and if you haven't watched that, do check that out video as well, because you might be interested in. But the only way why I am able to actually hold this device in my hand and present the unboxing and first impressions video to you is because thanks to a very kind viewer called Nurettin Eminaga, who reached out to me and said, hey, I backed both the devices and I received actually one of each, and I want to send them to you, insisted at his cost, so that you can actually review them and present them on your channel so that people can have a more complete story, which is absolutely fantastic and absolutely wonderful act of generosity and kindness. He didn't ask anything in return. The only thing he mentioned was, hey, even though you are a tech-based channel, can you mention that the tragic earthquake that has happened and decimated the areas in Turkey and Syria earlier this year, that people are still in need, and if you can actually remind people that donations are still needed. And that's exactly what I'm doing, and that's the only thing he actually wanted to me to mention, which again, kindness, generous, and noble. So as far as donations go, I think that they are very important. I'm not going to tout any specific agencies or anything like that. I myself donate to UNICEF, for example, but you can use Red Cross, you can use whatever you feel comfortable with. And there are some links in the description of the video below that are have been shared by Nurettin as well. So please do check these things out, and please do remember that the donation and the help is still very much needed, even though the news would like us to forget that. Those people down there, they still need help. And now let's check out the TopJoy Butterfly, the 6-inch version e-reader. What's it like? And no, this is not a review. Check out the title of the video, unboxing and first impressions only. And here is the TopJoy, and this is just the reader variant. So this is the smaller one, the 6-inch, I believe, or something like that. So not writing capable, and it's the model 601, Android 11, 4-core, 64-bit Cortex, 2 GB of RAM, 32 GB of storage. So let's open it up and see what do we get in here. I opened it up upside down. Ooh, you get the flipbook cover and some I guess this would be the cable and a cable. So let's move things out of the way so you can see immediately. So you get the device cover, documentation, and the USB cable. That's the contents of the package of the 6-inch reader version of the TopJoy Butterfly. So let's move these things out of the way and focus on the device, because we want to check out that DES screen. How does it perform and what the quality is like of the TopJoy Butterfly. All right, let's get the device out of its protective pouch. Now, the original user, obviously, he returned the protective covers. Those are the butterflies and the bubbles that you can see. So we're just going to remove that. It doesn't confuse anyone regarding what's going on. And here is the device that had some bubbles of the factory pre-applied screen protector, I guess. Okay. So let's see what the first impressions are. It looks cheap, but not terrible. So the look is actually okay. The screen protector thing, that's not okay. And you can actually clearly see that it has not been applied symmetrically, and obviously it looks like that they've applied this by hand, which must have been a terrible job for somebody under pressure to actually do. So yeah, but it's so yeah, I guess if this is done by hand and not by a machine, then this is going to really vary from the device to a device how the screen protector is applied. Screen protector itself, what we're talking about it, let's catch some reflections, is an exceptionally good reflective properties. That's full-on window right at the screen, and it's yeah, this thing really works. So that's good. It's a much heavier device than I would assume from its size. So it's not something that feels kind of comfy. It feels like a brick. It really does. It feels like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you. What? So that's not great. On the back, it's an all plastic affair. So we have similar construction like with the Ringstone. We have this cover on the sides and then a back and then a front that goes on top. The build quality is okay. I mean, there's nothing terribly wrong from what I can see here. The fittings are good. There's no obvious mismatches or deviations like we had in the Quaderno. So, but the gap is there. So you can see a little bit of inconsistencies in the gap, and there is definitely, yeah, you can see there's some gaps here that are a little bit inconsistent. So it's not what I would characterize as a super high quality type of product. So you can see the gaps around the power button, they're not symmetrical, and it just doesn't look or feel that high quality at all. So as far as the layout goes, completely flush screen on the front, nothing on the back, just a little indentation here. I guess it's nice for fingers to kind of hold while you're holding the device. It holds nicely in the hand. It's okay. Some people are probably not going to be too happy with the nearby edges, but it's not slippery, so you can actually see that it's quite a good surface, and that's quite good a good thing to see. So this is actually really good. This is an extreme angle and it's still holding on. So a good plastic surface there doing its job. On the top we got this super cheap plastic looking ill-fitting power button that's just kind of wobbling. Power indication, nothing on one side, nothing on the other side, and on the bottom we got speakers, some holes that I don't know what they are, and a USB-C. So that's that's the layout of the device. And the first impressions are excellent screen protector, excellent non-slippy surface on the back. Like, whoo, that's like magic here. This is pretty cool. Look at this. This is almost like a 90-degree angle, and it's still sticking, ever so slightly slipping. This is impressive. It's like I'm Spider-Man, and I'm not. I'm definitely not Spider-Man. And you don't get the fingerprints that are staying there. So pretty cool surface there. Build quality, unfortunately, not that great. So you get a little bit of gaps issues, plastic button that's kind of jiggling about. It doesn't really give me any kind of, you know, air of confidence that it's a good quality product. It's not really bendy, but you know, at this size and this thickness, it would be a masterful achievement to actually create it to bend. So yeah, not the best build quality, not something that gives me a lot of hope and confidence into longevity of it, but it's not that ugly. It certainly is dated, but not ugly, and it's passable, I guess. That's the best I could give it. It has really good two redeeming qualities, as I said in the start of this summary. All right, now let's do quickly a first power up and first impressions, just to kind of see what we get. And as I mentioned, and as the title says as well, this is an unboxing and first impressions of the device, not a full-on review. So the full-on review will come a little bit later. And already now we can see that there is this beautiful DES color screen. It's handling greens, reds and yellows. The front light is dreadful. You can see that it's really color bleeding down here like crazy, and it's washing things out immensely. So let's turn that. Oh my god, and that's brightness at half. What the hell happens when you go to the maximum? Does it explode? Oh, good lord, this is not responsive at all. Ugh. So this is maximum brightness. Please tell me we can go there. And this is low brightness. Can it turn it off? And we can turn it off. Whew. So the lowest brightness setting is this, which is, I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but it's way too strong. Like this is off and this is on at the lowest brightness. This is madness. So I'm just gonna turn it off because that's how I want to use a device like this. I don't want it to, definitely do not want it to glow at me. Volume, what? Why would you need a volume on this? And then we have contrast on and off, okay? Please look forward to brightness optimization. Function optimization, please look forward to. Okay, I don't know what that means. So we can change contrast a bit. I guess I'm gonna keep it at half where it was. And yeah, so you can see some colors here and it is okay, kind of, it has colors. The image quality is not that great. And you can definitely see the same thinking with the Ringstone R1. So they are connected, absolutely. It's the same people who are doing this. What is going on here? This is barely working. Okay, and there was like no initial set. Okay, let me just try and see messages and apps. Screenshots, sound and display, and all of these things. Oh, messages are notifications. Really bad translations on this system so far. Okay, what do settings give us? We get to have connected devices, apps, manager, storage, about the tablet, and all these. Why does it have a sound when it, to my knowledge, it doesn't have. Oh, maybe because it has Bluetooth, and then you can actually use it like that. So there are no books. So go and this is the best. This is awesome. There are no books on the bookshelf, so just go and add them. Oh man, this. Okay, I will. Don't beat me, but I will. Let me try and do that then. All right, so I've just transferred everything before it fell asleep. All the stuff to it from my computer. Do we refresh? There are no books. Okay, so how? Okay, so go and add them. Sure. Would you care to tell me how? Because I have transferred them, but and I transferred them to the book folder. There's no books folder. There's like, no, you cannot have books. But what can I have? Okay, so let's go to files. And now I should go into there. And let's find the book folder. I just want to go in there. In test documents, and yes, the documents are there. What? Okay, the documents are here. And I really don't know how to add them to the passive-aggressive bookshelf thing. So I'm just gonna open it up from here. I'm gonna try and find. The responsiveness is not that great, but the ghosting is not bad. It's actually okay. There we go. That one. Launcher. But I'm just trying to open up a PDF file, I guess. Launcher? Is that the app that I'm supposed to use? I really don't know, because as I said, first impressions. This is the first time I'm experiencing this, and I want to share my experience with you guys, how that looks like, because when I do a review, I've spent time with it, and you don't get to see these things, so that's why first impressions videos exist, so that you can see what the reality of this is. And okay, opening, please wait. From what I know, the launcher is not supposed to be able to open this, so okay, let's try and back. Whoa, okay, it did. I stand corrected. It did open it. Excellent. So let's now see how the performance is. And initially, it's actually more responsive than the Reinkstone R1 was, because as you remember, there was some kind of glitching and hogging, and then it started to work properly. Here, actually, we don't have that much glitching, and it works quite good. We have the same type of okay performance and the colors of the little screen. Let's zoom in some more so that you can see as I flip through the pages. And this is without the front light on, and the details are not that great, and the small text is pretty much illegible, so you can't really see fine details. It's mushed up, and there's not that much clarity or sharpness. So my main impression here is, yes, there are colors, but as soon as you go into smaller details, there we go, this is a good example, the blurriness is just way too strong. Now, on the Reinkstone, you had an option to switch between the color. Okay, so if I switch to black and white, does it improve it? Yes, it does. So we have the same kind of situation. You get proper type of sharpness and contrast when you're in black and white mode, and when you're in color mode, it kind of just fades it all out and makes it very soft, so to speak. But I guess that's the cost of the colors that you get, and which is the whole point. So, would you be able to comfortably read comic books on this? If the text is not too small, yes. Would you be able to enjoy the colors? Absolutely. I think that you would be able to enjoy the color content on this device without any hesitation. I'm ready to kind of say that. Now, I don't have any issues that I can see on this screen, but TopJoy and Reinkstone, they're both very notorious as far as the technology goes, and a lot, way too many people have issues with the screen and kind of blotches, and then permanent blotches appear on the screen, things like that. And so much so that TopJoy has actually stopped shipping their devices back in October of 2022, and here we are, April 2023, and absolutely no word from them on this at all. So we will see if they're gonna continue shipping things, or if this thing is done. I really don't know. But it's a shame, because the whole point of why I was interested in these products was the DES technology, and it does have potential. And it does offer something that is better than the Kaleido screen at the moment. However, it remains to be seen now when Gallery 3 comes out, or Gallery 3 devices start coming out. That might be something that is actually better than this, but then again, they are also experiencing some issues of their own, so we will see how it actually performs. But definitely the DES performance is interesting enough, and I understand why they kind of pursued it and wanted to check it out. The front light configuration is insane. This is just completely ridiculous to have this amount of front light as your minimum setting. However, it helps, so it can make it brighter, and it's no longer that kind of mushy yellowish color. It is more of a whitish color, which is nice. It does wash out things, but it doesn't kill them out completely. So yeah, the colors become washed out, and it would be much nicer if the front light actually had a usable range and not just go like all the way to the maximum and then just fry your retinas more or less. That's what it does at the moment. So, all right, that's the first impressions. I gotta turn this front light off. It's so unpleasant. It's really unpleasant and way too strong, which is definitely a problem because the device is too dark on its own. So yeah, no, okay, but yeah, there you go. First look at the TopJoy Butterfly, the 6-inch reader version of their devices. And I forgot to take a look at the flip book cover. It's bendy plastic, so it might not die if it hits the corners, but the joining here is a little bit thin, so I wouldn't trust it too much, to be honest. The way it puts in, you put it in, so okay, it fits, and it's much more easier to actually fit it in than the Reinkstone R1 was. And then you flip it back here, and then you think, hey, this is my Poke 2 with the cover. Oh no, it's not. It says that it's TopJoy. Phew, disaster averted. But yeah, it's exactly the same type of a flipbook cover that they had for the books. So obviously same kind of template is being used for these kinds of covers. As a whole kind of package, it's weighty, definitely on the weighty side of things. You can hit somebody over the head here and you could cause bodily harm with this, but it's not so heavy that it's unruly, but it's definitely on the bricky side of things. Same as with the Reinkstone R1, I'm going to attempt to get it out of the cover somehow. Okay, released one clamp, please. There we go. Never again. And now I am able to actually start testing this device, and then bring you an in-depth review at some point in time. Well, all right, so that's the TopJoy Butterfly. Same screen, and somebody would think, hey, we expect the same thing with the Reinkstone, but actually no, the build quality and the execution is not as good. It feels hand made not in a good way, and it looks it. Things that I'm surprised are positively surprised is that reflectivity of the screen. That screen protector that they're using is absolutely phenomenal, and it gives excellent performance as far as screen reflectivity goes. As far as the screen itself, as far as the device itself goes in total, I'm not impressed by anything that I've seen. I think that the DES screen implementation is much better on the Reinkstone R1. Maybe it has to do with the size of the panels. Maybe the 10-inch panels are better than the 6-inch panels, but I'm just not really impressed. Yes, the color is there, and yes, it's better than Kaleido, but anything is better than Kaleido, because Kaleido is virtually trash of a technology. It's a complete dead end, that there's no point in supporting that technology at all. So as far as an alternative, yes, this will have a clearer image and things like that, but not by a lot. The darkness is really dark. The front light is terribly calibrated on this. It's absolutely horrible, and it washes out the colors quite a bit. And I'm not a fan that in order to see colors, you have to degrade the image quality so severely. And that was true on the Reinkstone R1 as well. So not that great. As far as the story of what people have received, those who have received, I haven't, for example, I haven't received mine, but the same problems do appear in the TopJoy Butterfly DES panels as well. The blotches, the permanent blotches, they kind of appear and then they just stay there, and there's nothing you can do about it. So definitely not a production-worthy technology. I think the DES, it's not there yet, and this is why these devices are struggling. There are some serious issues and inconsistencies with the DES panels. As far as the potential goes, it's there. It definitely is there. But has that potential been achieved in these devices? Well, my first impression for the TopJoy Butterfly, absolutely not, but I'm going to spend some more time testing it out and to see how it actually performs and if it actually changes my opinion or not. As the final thing, I would like to share the opinion of Nurettin regarding the TopJoy itself. TopJoy devices feel like a proof of concept rather than a finished product. The larger versions, E701, suffer from glue issues. Mine seemed only cosmetic. Some backers claim it got so bad the devices are not usable anymore. The display seems not clear as the Reinkstone, which I agree. Also, it gets black if pressed hard. Refreshing solves this. The writing feels cheap, same as the stylus. The prediction is off, around 1-2 mm lower than the stylus pin. Warm lighting was promised but not accomplished, and battery management is abysmal. The Android system seems gutted. You can't play any videos on the device, and yeah, supposedly many backers did not receive any devices. According to TopJoy, they are trying to solve the glue issue before sending a new batch, and that attempting to solve a new issue, that was reported back in October of 2022, and here we are in April 2023. So no, half a year later, nothing has happened, so yeah. Well, okay, thank you so much for watching, and again, thank you, Nurettin, so very much for making this actually possible, because I do agree, I think it's very important to share the information like this so that we can also complete this whole story and that people can have like a full-on timeline and follow the story from the announcement through the Kickstarter to what has actually been delivered, so that you can keep that in mind when you choose to support, whether or not should you support different types of Kickstarter campaigns. Some are fine, some are most definitely not fine. And again, please do check out the links down below or visit any donation agency that you prefer, but consider donating to the victims and those in need in the Turkey and Syria region from the catastrophic earthquake that was earlier this year. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye.